What is going down, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to talk about the free agent quarterbacks that are currently still unsigned. One being Cam Newton, who was the former Panthers quarterback, 2015 NFL MVP. He was just released like a week ago, and I did make a video on that, so if you guys haven't watched that, it's on my channel like a few videos back. Gave my thoughts on him being released and potential suitors for Cam Newton. But I think the best landing spot for Cam Newton, it's got to be with the LA Chargers and Anthony Lynn. Here's why. Anthony Lynn has publicly came out and said that he does indeed want a mobile quarterback. Tyrod Taylor's not a... Well, Tyrod Taylor is more of a passer than he is a mobile quarterback. He's not the guy that Anthony Lynn is looking for. With that being said, Cam Newton, on the other hand, he's a mobile guy. He can run the read option, and he's got speed. He's definitely considered a mobile quarterback. Therefore, it goes towards the reason, why you signed Cam Newton for the Chargers. Not only that, but it's a smart business decision. When you look at the ticket sales are going to go up. When you look at the jersey sales, everybody's going to buy a powder blue Cam Newton jersey if he goes to the Chargers. It's just going to happen. It's a smart business decision. I don't know why he hasn't signed with the Chargers yet. I don't even know if the Chargers are interested. I've heard that the Chargers are sticking with Tyrod Taylor. I don't think that's a smart decision. I think you sign Cam Newton and you give him a 3 or 4 year deal, maybe even a 2-year deal if you don't think he's going to be, just to see, no, not necessarily that, just to see what he kind of is like under your system. Give him a 2-year deal and go win football games. Because I guarantee you one thing, you're going to win more football games if you're the Chargers with Cam Newton than you are with Tyrod Taylor. I don't know why he hasn't been signed by the Chargers yet. I think it's the best potential landing spot, and I think it will happen. I think it's only a matter of time for Cam Newton. As for Jameis Winston, on the other hand, his situation is a little bit different. Well, I mean, not necessarily, but it's a little bit different because obviously Cam Newton's coming off of an injury. He didn't necessarily play last season at all. On the other hand, Jameis Winston had a season under his belt in which he led in all categories, even interceptions, but he had 31 interceptions. So for Jameis Winston, obviously Tom Brady took his job. When you sign a Tom Brady, you're not going to keep a Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston was released, and this is the same for Cam Newton too. They were kind of both released after, the major waves of free agency started. And if you look at the Colts, they got a quarterback. You look at the Buccaneers, they signed Tom Brady. The Chargers with Tyrod Taylor, potentially Cam Newton. The Bears traded for Nick Foles. A lot of teams already got, their quarterbacks when these two guys were released. So there really wasn't any interest because teams had already signed quarterbacks that were free or they traded for quarterbacks. So I think if these two guys were released before free agency, had kind of picked up, I feel like they'd be on an NFL roster right now, but it just didn't. And I don't know. I don't really know. I could see Cam Newton or Jameis in Jacksonville, but they think Gardner Minshew's the guy. So I don't know. I think for Jameis Winston, though, Pittsburgh Steelers are probably the best fit. Big Ben's got, a max probably 2 more years left in him, if that. And, there's going to be a quarterback change sooner or later. With that being said, if Jameis Winston, obviously we know Jameis Winston's not going to be a starter. It's a different story for Cam Newton. He actually has a shot at being a potential starter for an NFL franchise. I don't think Jameis Winston does for another couple years because I feel like if he signed with Pittsburgh, you sit behind at the second string and you learn from Big Ben, who's a future Hall of Famer. I feel like if he does that and picks up his game, the Chargers, or not the Chargers, the Steelers will then look to Jameis Winston once Big Ben retires and say, you're the guy, let's get this done. I think that Steelers would be the best fit, and I think that it should happen. I don't know if this will happen, though, because I don't really know how much longer Big Ben wants to play. I don't know how much longer he can play, and I don't know if Jameis Winston's going to be satisfied enough to sit behind somebody and to learn from somebody else being a second string. I don't know if he's going to want to start or if he's willing to take a deal to be the second string behind a quarterback or, even Big Ben. So, I don't know. I mean, I think Jameis Winston to Pittsburgh is the best fit, and Cam Newton to the Chargers is a great fit. If I had to take a gander on which one is more likely to happen, I think it'd be Cam Newton to the Chargers, because I don't know if the Steelers are willing to pay Jameis Winston the type of money he's going to want for being a backup quarterback. So, I don't know. But at the end of the day, I mean, when you have teams out there that, have already found quarterbacks and your best bet is just to sit behind a quarterback a year on an NFL roster, you're going to have to take a pay cut. So, I don't know. I mean, I could really see Jameis Winston just coming to a halt and saying, look, I'm not going to be a starting quarterback next season. I'm just going to have to take the L. I'm going to have to sign a deal, be a backup, and then, once my time is... Because, and if this does happen, once Jameis Winston gets a chance to be out on the field, he can't mess it up. He's had that eye surgery. He's been training. Once he gets another shot to be a starter, he cannot mess it up. Because once he does, there's probably going to be no more Jameis Winston in the NFL. His next shot, he's got to execute. He's got to. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how the eye surgery helped him and is going to help him with the interceptions. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Cam Newton and Jameis Winston will land. And in some other news, Tom Brady got number 12 from Chris Godwin. So, Chris Godwin's going to wear number 14. If I was Chris Godwin, I wouldn't have gave up number 12. That's just me. Especially Chris Godwin, he's made a name for himself in the number. I wouldn't have gave it up, but he did. Tom Brady will wear number 12, and Godwin is going to be wearing number 14. So, just small news, but I figured I'd tell you guys that. But with that being said, in the comment section down below, let me know where you guys think Winston and Cam Newton will land, and give me a like on this video if you guys think Cam Newton will go to the Chargers and Jameis Winston will go to the Pittsburgh Steelers. With that being said, see you guys in the next one.